How do's and welcome back to the channel. Today's Tuesday the 3rd of September 2024. I thought I'd just take the quick opportunity to get out and about and show you another interesting area that's on my doorstep. So the area I was thinking, I wanted to show you the Jodrell Bank Observatory. Jodrell Bank Observatory, that's the third largest radio telescope in the world. It was established in 1945 by Bernard Lovewell. And when I get there, I'll give you some more technical details of the actual telescope, the radio telescope. Yeah, so it was established in 1945 to investigate cosmic rays. There's a whole spiel about it on yeah, really interesting. Like I said, right here on the doorstep. I also thought, what a nice day, may as well get out and about on the bike. Probably chose the wrong time in the afternoon. It's now 3:30 in the afternoon, so kids would have been, if they are in school this week, they've just been let out. So there'll be plenty more cars on the road, like I've just experienced in and around Macclesfield where I live. So I'll actually split this video into two parts. The first part I'll just show you Jodrell Bank as a matter of interest. Second part I'll just talk about the state of the UK. The state of the UK regarding politics. Nobody wants to hear about that. And also just my own situation. So the reason why I'm filming so many videos at the moment is that I'm between contracts, so I'm out of work. This is my 5th week now being unemployed. You know, I did take 2 weeks holiday. I went over and saw my family in South Africa. I probably should have taken a little bit more time off. Yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I really did believe that with one contract ending, another contract would start again, but it hasn't happened so. And yeah, I'm becoming a bit concerned now. You know, 5 weeks out of work is not good. You know, the first couple of weeks is great, it's like a holiday. But once you get to the first month, you start thinking, oh, hang on a second, you know, how much more monies have I got just to sustain this? You know, not working, no income coming in. Right, so first part of the video here, Jodrell Bank. Head off there. I know Jodrell Bank, it's better to view it from behind the actual radio telescope instead of the front. In the front you don't get as clear a view because you have to park up. So I'll show you very briefly here. Cyclists out and about. You just see it over the hedges there. So that's the third largest radio telescope in the world. If I can remember where the entrance is, yeah, that'd be great, Paul. In front of this cyclist. Oh, and it's closed. Oh. Okay, so radio quiet zone. So that radio telescope, the largest one, that's called the Lovewell telescope. Now that one is 250 feet in diameter. That's 76 meters in diameter. As I mentioned before, it's the third largest in the world. And I'll just try and reverse here. There's a car behind me, so I'm just going to be careful. He's gone. Yeah, odd. Normally it's open for the kids to go and visit. So we'll just go around the back to have a quick look there. As I mentioned previously, far better views around the back. For all the American viewers, you can see how tiny our roads are here, so yeah, you wouldn't be able to get one of those big pickup trucks that they have in America down these roads nice. You know, you definitely wouldn't be able to get two. One, yeah, possibly, but look how tight these roads are. So yeah, there it is there, in all its glory. Now I know there's an opening in one of these gates further along, but I'll just stop here so you can see it there in the distance. Whoops, and I thought I had it in neutral. Yeah. The Lovewell Radio Telescope at Jodrell Bank Observatory. So it's quite a pleasant summer afternoon. I think our summer has officially ended 1st of September. And when I say pleasant, for people not living in the UK, I know my bike is showing an air temperature of 21 degrees Celsius, but this bike, I've noticed, it does overread significantly. I did see on the weather app on my phone it was showing 17 degrees Celsius. Now here in the UK, as soon as it goes above 15 degrees Celsius up in the north, you know, us northern monkeys, you know, we've got our shirts off as soon as it gets above 15 degrees Celsius, and we're out sunning ourselves, you know, in our back gardens and also out and about in town. Yeah, we don't often get sun up in the north. Generally around Manchester, or Macclesfield area I'm living in. Generally around the Macclesfield, Manchester area, it's often grey, overcast, generally quite wet. So this makes a change, nice and sunny afternoon. Make the most of it, get out and about on the bike. Now, one of my earlier videos, I had a couple of comments. I noticed one of the users, one of the viewers mentioned about the quality control of Honda motorcycles. Now, I thought I was the only one that noticed that, so yeah, it was quite an eye-opener to see that somebody else has noticed exactly the same thing. Also, people talking about the vibrations, they definitely say there's something wrong with this bike that I've got. It vibrates so much between 6 up to 7,500 RPM. I need to go and test ride some other bikes, because the only thing that puts me off having this bike for tours is that buzzing, you know, and my hands with the white finger syndrome. I really struggle, you know. I have no sensation in my fingers for days afterwards, sometimes weeks. I think when I got back from that tour, because we were blasting along the motorway so much, you know, 400 miles at a stretch I should say, yeah, I didn't have feeling sensitivity. I lost my fingertip for about 4 weeks after that last tour. Decent tour, really good to get out and about with your mates, and yeah, I can kick myself for not getting out and about when I was younger. You know, I don't know why I've waited until I was almost 50 odd. Yeah, very foolish of me. But again, you know, in hindsight, I would have done things differently if I'd known. Yeah, so, I have no idea where I am. So let's just ride about until I can see where I am. What's this? The Space Invader. Road or something to head down. That's Macclesfield, if I can find one. Alright, so that's it for this video. Oh, one thing I probably should have mentioned as well is that I generally don't seem to connect my phone to the bike anymore. I used to. When I first got the bike, I used to connect my phone religiously. Now I don't. I've completely disconnected it. And I'm just having a look here. It's this Boostry train station. So there's a little English train station up in the middle of nowhere. yeah, as I was mentioning previously, there I used to connect my phone up to the bike religiously, and it was relatively good. You know, the map was okay. I did struggle with the map though. You had to download another map. There's a police. The map that I was looking at almost seemed like an Android or Apple Maps or Google Maps, something like that. And I just couldn't seem to get the direction of travel. I couldn't get the map to swing around direction of travel. It always just remained in a north orientated position. Just couldn't understand until somebody said to me, no, that's not the map you should be using. There's another map that comes with the Suzuki app that you can download. So I downloaded that, and then hey presto, it all worked. However, in connecting your phone to the bike, the phone always has to be in an on position. So invariably what happens is your phone just either overheats or runs out of battery really quick. Oh, there's another biker. Now dudes, mate. Let's head this way. Swettenham. We used to get out to Swettenham Lawns with the bike crew some time ago. So yeah, after the GT, I don't really know what bike I'd swap this for. You know, I'm really impressed with this bike. It far exceeded any expectations that I had. It's done everything really well. I couldn't have asked for more. It's only that vibration in the handlebars that I can't do with that. I've mentioned many times before, I enjoy my tours on the continent, kicking across Europe and enjoying whichever country of our choice. You know, we've stayed in Germany, we've stayed in Spain, Portugal. This last year was Switzerland and Italy. So yeah, I want a bike that can tour with my mates. I also want a bike that's a little bit sporty. I don't want like a big one of those big BMW type, whether it's an adventure bike or whether it's an RT. I don't want anything like that. I think that would just be too big for me. I prefer something that's slightly more sporty. I like the sports tourer. I've come from a long line of sports bikes. However, I did stray at one point. Oh, there's Jodrell Bank Observatory again. So we've just done a loop around it. That's the Lovewell radio telescope. And as I mentioned previously, it's established by Bernard Lovewell in 1945. And that was to investigate the cosmic rays. So, yeah, whatever bike I decide to swap this for, and geez, you know, it could even be another GT for all you know. I just need to get out there and go and test some bikes. I have heard good reports about the Kawasaki Ninja 1000 SX. However, I don't like the nose. It's weird. Like, the two bikes were almost side by side at the Manchester Bike Show back in 2022 when I saw them together, and I just didn't like the look of the Kawasaki. It's just one of them things. As they say, looks are subjective, and I didn't like the look of the Kawasaki, so I went for the Suzuki. Oh, there we go, the road closed. I was actually hoping to go around these little back roads. What's happening? Four Oaks Trade Show. That's what's happening here today, Four Oaks Trade Show. Yeah, so I think when I do go back and I need to test some bikes, I'd like to try that Kawasaki Ninja 1000 SX and see how it actually compares to the Suzuki GT. I think I would also like to try the Suzuki GSX-S 1000GX. I'd like to try that. And failing that, I don't know what other bikes. You know, I know people have said, "Oh, try the Kawasaki Versus," but I've seen that on tour. And yeah, it looks a dead comfy bike. You know, it's tall, it's upright, it's got a big comfortable seat. but the weight puts me off 260 kilograms, 263 kilograms or thereabouts. Now, I did mention earlier that I did detract from sports bikes at one point. I got myself an Africa Twin because my mate pulled up on one of those back in 2018. He pulled up at my work, I saw the colours, it took me right back to the 80s, 90s, where I remember seeing one of those Africa Twins out in Tanzania when I was working in Africa. And yeah, so I just had to have one. But yeah, I soon learned that, you know, a 29-inch inseam with a big adventure bike, two do not go together. And also that Africa Twin was so top heavy. Look, don't get me wrong, that Africa Twin handled really well, but it was so top heavy that I dropped it. My mate dropped it, you know, just pulling it out of his garage. He just couldn't hold the bike up. It just slowly went over. I was watching it in slow motion. By the time I got outside, it was already on the floor. Yeah, nothing you could do about that. So yeah, I don't want a big Kawasaki Versus, however nice and comfortable it may look. I would prefer something that can take a pillion. So I know the Ninja 1000 SX, that can take a pillion. The GT takes a pillion as well, quite comfortably. Although my pillion, you know, she doesn't often ride with me, but she likes to have the choice. You know, if I do decide to go somewhere, and she wants to go along to Mohr, where we have been with my mates on one of the bike nights. They have bikes in classic cars at Mohr, where they used to. I don't know if they still do it. I think it was a Wednesday night at Mohr. We used to go to that. That was quite enjoyable. You know, you see the old cars, classic cars, and you see, you know, lots of classic bikes and also modern bikes. Just nice to get out and about, something different for a change. Yeah. Okay, so I'll bring the first part of the video to an end here. You know, just talking about. We just did a loop of Jodrell Bank. We're heading now back to Macclesfield, and I spoke about, you know, what choices next. You know, spoke about the issues, you know, the vibrations and the handlebars that I can't handle, or that I don't like. Also spoke about, you know, what's next for me. And yeah, so I'll just leave it there. Any questions? Yeah, just post your questions. I'll try and get them answered. And now I'll get on to the second part of the video. So the second part of the video, that's going to be it's probably going to be a bit depressing, that, so yeah. Watch at your peril. Alright, take care, and see you again soon. Bye for now.